Gio, Anyways, tis I. You know who it is. I'm here to review things on this review channel. Yes, indeedy. Alrighty. Oh, right. Yes, so I'm reviewing the book Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. Ba-da-bum. Anyways, it's basically like the book's about female rage, and I think just also a societal and world thing. Like, this book's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I listened to the audiobook where Jennette McCurdy read it as the author. So I know some people will be like nitpicky and be like, "Oh, you didn't have a voice actor voice act and do all these." I don't like. To me, I'm always feel that like whoever writes it should just whoever writes it, if it's an audiobook, whoever writes it should be the one just to like do the recording of it, basically, unless you're doing some specific like book like the art, the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson or something like that, or like Harry Potter, or like something more like sci-fi, or something more involving like with like Middle Earth or whatever it is, just more like something with a lot of characters where you want that kind of dynamic range and all those things like that. And I also think it's just personal preference, whatever you feel like you want for your own thingy. But I don't know. I think a lot of books, I just really want the author to speak, because it's like, you wrote this. I want to know like your inflection on the voice, how you view this character. Like, you get more of a direct interpretation from the author to the person, instead of having a buffer person, which again, like, voice actors are fine and things like that. I'm not saying they shouldn't exist. I'm just saying, like, I just really I prefer basically having the author read their thing when it's applicable, and I think it was applicable this freaking time. My YouTube follower, consumer people watching me do this video. So basically, it's about a main character named Waldo, who's 17, and she basically has this relationship with her English teacher, Mr. Corgi, who's like 40 years old. And Jennette McCurdy started writing this on like our solo trip to Japan when she was like 24 or something like that. Let me see here. And then she kept on the back burner. She wrote I'm Glad My Mom Died, which I read. It was amazeballs, one of the best books I've ever read, because of how authentic it was and how honest and clear and whimsical the writing was. And then the book released in January 2026. I listened to it it was like 5 hours long. I listened to it like in one day. It was really, really good. I put that like one of the X speeds on it, like an hour in or whatever like that. But it was awesome. I really liked it. I saw somebody who reviewed it that said it was like a C. Like, I could see why it's a 70% or it's a C. But I feel like the book is just, again, so raw, so authentic, so like just forthcoming with the clarity and the perspective of the mind, that I just really enjoyed it. It's not really too complicated where it's like this and this, this and this. It's just basically a 17-year-old girl, basically, who's still a minor, 19, not yet an adult, basically has an inappropriate relationship, and she has an affair or whatever with the guy, with the 40-year-old teacher who's married or whatever like that. And there's like, the guy's obviously a pedo. I don't know if I could say it on YouTube or whatever like that. They will demonetize me or whatever. But anyways, the guy's a creep, basically, who's going out with a underage girl, basically, which is not effing like allowed, legal or not, or just even morally correct, right? But again, like, she gets something kind of that's new and shiny, and she views, it's a very interesting perspective and ideas where she views that, like, okay, I just had to check my other phone that's charging, basically. But she kind of views the relationship as, with all the boys her age, as kind of boring and annoying because they're immature and not yet developed. Which, again, I would argue is like, if they're not yet developed, then who's going to teach them? You know, who's going to help? If all the prospects that you want to date aren't there yet, how will you help them, like, not everybody, but help the people in your path kind of get there, you know. But also I understand the point of view of the character in this book that I'm reviewing, basically, where it's like she's like tired of what's around her because they're all like still young and immature and not just like, you know, they're not grown yet, you know. So she kind of moves up to a limit past what she should. She moves back to this older guy, which is not bueno at all. It's not good. And then she has a relationship with him. And the book just ends really strongly. I don't want to spoil the ending, basically, but it's just like her kind of just figuring out like why a relationship with a 40-year-old man as a 17-year-old works or doesn't work. Okay, like you can kind of put in your mind how the book ends, basically. So I don't need to say it, and also I don't want to spoil it. But it's just like it's kind of just like. The book is kind of just like a train that's going off a cliff, basically, and it's going to explode. And it's like, it's just a journey of her realizing all the steps in the relationship, how like she's not satisfied with all the guys in her guys because they're young, they don't know what they're doing, they're just very immature and like kind of man-childish. And so she tries to level up past the age limit that's legal, basically. And, you know, it's, okay, I'm going to spoil it anyway. But like it's either a crash and burn or a success, and like that's to see what happens at the end of the book. But again, you can kind of assume, like, or you can kind of just like guesstimate what's going to happen. But I just think it's a beautiful story, ends really excellently, and I just feel like I love the commentary, the truth. Just like with what is it, Dancing with Wolves, Sitting with Wolves? Hold up, I think it's Dancing with Wolves. I gotta check my own thing, my own videos. I think it's Dancing with Wolves. Yeah, it's just like Dancing with Wolves by Emily Friedland. It's another young female character who's talking about like pretty much culturally white, like middle class-ish, like just mindset of women, or just honestly, I feel like just a lot of women in general, or young women and older women, basically kind of just like about like what society wants you to do, how they're telling you to act, how you're kind of raised to not have a voice or options or opinions, and you're supposed to be whatever they tell you. And then like, you know, then you're looked at as having baggage if you kind of lash out in this area or not, or you're a bit like, just like not like impulsive, or like you're seen as like, you know, like unreasonable or whatever it is. It's like this ecosystem that you're in is putting all this negative social pressure on you and shaping you to be what like some old man in yesteryear said he wants you to be, basically. It's going by this archaic, outdated, and unjust system, you know, that's putting a lot of pressure on you to do all these things and to have these opinions, and you're not really giving a fair shot, a fair go, basically, but yet you're being criticized constantly. Like, it's just beautifully told in Dancing with Wolves by Emily Friedland, but also in this book by Jennette McCurdy, in different aspects, in different ways, in different stories with different characters. But it's all like, again, still that female rage, and that like, this is totally BS that I'm in the system, like, you know, and things like that. And also just it's you're witnessing the bad mistakes after you're witnessing the bad decisions after the bad decision after the bad decisions, and all of that as it goes on. It's just really like enjoyable and fun to read, because you're getting you're getting behind the scenes, but you're also seeing it on stage, basically, and it's just being narrated to you and told to you in a very fun way. And the way the book tackles all the issues and explains everything, you know, it's just a lot of compartmentalization, and not a lot of just like, oh, this is hard and fast, like this is black and white. No, it's just a lot of gray areas, and it's just a lot of like internal like bickering discussions and just like uncertainty, you know. And it's like you're told to stay and shut up and stay quiet and just like take any abuse or take any situation, basically. And it's so fascinating for me as a cis straight white, not white guy, as a cisgendered straight male, basically, who's 6'1" and black, you know, in society, where it's like, there's a lot. I can walk down an alleyway at 2 o'clock in the morning and not have to worry about anything that's going to happen without a gun, basically. But it's like other people don't have those options or those choices, and it's just a different scenario for a lot of people. And it's just so fascinating to see like it play out in the book, and it's so fascinating to appreciate the authorship of Jennette McCurdy, who again wrote a banger in I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is her memoir. And she just wrote another banger in half his age. It's just like, it's just very pinpoint, like accuracy, whimsical, fun, and just like this like somber, depressing smile of happiness, of misery, and just truthfulness that's very clearly like articulated. You know, and it's just like kind of like soothing, just like, I'm just being honest. This is how it is. It's not good. This is how it is, basically. And you get to witness that journey and appreciate it. I'm just like, it's just really, really, it's really well done. Again, Jennette McCurdy, she's shaping up to be one of our best writers for me. This, I don't know, she's just very potent without being loud or obnoxious, and she does it in a classy homegirl kind of way. And I love the writing. I love the writing. It's so fantastic. Shout out Jennette McCurdy. And I definitely think this book is a book to read. I think Dancing with the Wolves by Emily Friedland is a book to read. Because, like, again, for everyone, it's different perspectives, different walks of life, you know. It's something different that you don't think about that helps you just view the world as a more complete piece, you know, and you could just continue to do your part and, like, you know, but also just enjoy a good narrative novel, the debut novel. So, yeah. Anyways, go check that out yesterday, you know. But it's good. Jennette McCurdy, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Ooh.